to send you some out. Amazing, thank you.
And that's Yeti?
No, Climb.
Oh, sick. What are you getting now?
A couple helmets.
Dope. Dope.
Yeah, you want that door open and closed or what?
Yeah. That thing's real sick.
Right?
What's
Closed?
you can close it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Close it. Alright, we're rolling, dude. I just wanna
We are rolling.
you're just gonna go straight through basically a lot of the same shit that we just talked about.
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy for
It's
sure.
hot in here, huh?
It's fucking gonna be hot in here. We'll try and make it fast. But it'll sound decent in here.
Acoustics.
Yeah, it's all about the acoustics. Alright, word. So, I mean, I want you to give me the raw, like, breakdown of exactly what you got behind you. You're gonna go through a lot of what we
Talk about Kong back here?
Uh-huh.
Fucking pretty sick.
How'd you come up with Kong?
Well, we were trying to figure out, in our mayhem of gutting, stripping and ripping, we got a little light in the ass end. So after we put all the tubes up, we were trying to think what we could put back there to add weight. So we thought we had big tractor tires, they didn't fit. We thought about concreting those tubes in the back. And then we seen the 55-gallon drums, because everything we are building on this is all stuff we found around the track, around the ranch. So everything has to be, you can't really spend any money, you know? So now we found the 55-gallon drums, and then we stacked them all up. So now it looks like you have 5 drums back there. So we call it our Kong, because God forbid one of them would come off and it comes rolling down the thing. Yeah, it'd be almost real life. So we're gonna name her Kong. Donkey Kong.
What was that thing when it started?
That was a 1998 4Runner. That's what she was when she showed up. It was rough. Whole front end is smashed. The looked like someone had hillbilly rhino lined it, which by that I mean if they were to take sand and pour it into paint and mix it together and then paint that on, is what it looked like. So they like painted the fenders and I mean, she was rough. Interior, a shit bomb went off in there, and I mean you can see the fine leather seating behind us. But other than that, she's rough, and I figure everyone's car for $1,000 is gonna be rough. But we started pulling, prodding, cutting, and now we're down to this, which is basically a motor on a chassis with some roll bars, 5-point harness, fresh air intake. We got to install the air horn. We got that coming, and comms. And then other than that, we're done with it, ready to go.
How many days you spend working on this thing?
What is today?
Oof, good question.
Today's
Thursday?
Thursday.
Thanks, Doc.
I was gonna go with a Friday, but when did Eric get here?
Friday, last week.
Yeah, he said he
So
tried.
it's 7 days.
Yeah.
Wow, straight, all day, all night. Like we'd be in here till 2 in the morning, working, welding, ripping, pulling. Yeah, it was long. But we had to get this. I had to get mine done soon because I have a lot to do on the track. The camp and a lot of stuff you have to order. Like, so I want to make sure they're in. I still got a lot of timing stuff that I got to figure out what I'm gonna do to keep all the race, the time and qualifying and everything organized, and so we got to figure out that, B, how we're gonna fucking make the rules for all the race to go. There's a lot of up air gonna be off the seat of the pants kind of decision making things. But here's the other cool thing we decided with the race teams. Each team has five drivers. One team representative from each team also basically speaks for their team. So if anyone, there's a rule or something they don't. Team captain, example, they could be like, I call bullshit, you know? Or if somebody shows up with like suspension or swap motor or something that's not cool, all 15 representatives figure out what we are going to do to make that track or that truck legal. Whether it be stab a hole through the radiator, puncture a tire, whatever it is, we all vote and we decide, well, okay, you showed up cheating, so we're going to make it right, and this is what we agreed to do.
Add time to the...
Whatever it is, right?
I kind of like the punch a hole through the tire thing.
Right? Now you're running on 3. Oh, you're supercharged, now you're on 3, right? Dickhead. Or you came with like aftermarket suspension, right? Not cool. Other than that, yeah.
So, I was here when you started building the track. It started out as one thing.
Became another.
It became another. And then during the course of it becoming another, I just want to know, what point on the fucking dozer did you decide that you were going to do a Cowboy BMF hillbilly race?
Well, kind of like with our Harleys and the bow and everything we do in life, it's only fun if you bring everybody with you. That's why they say it's lonely at the top. But why is it lonely if you bring everyone with you? You know? So I like to just involve everyone with everything to do. So there's a lot of my friends that can't afford bikes, and a lot of mine are broken. But it's like we just decided, hey, for $1,000, 5 people or $1,000 is nothing. I mean, you could divvy that up, and that's easy, a couple $100 a piece, and just create these race cars and make a race. I don't know. It started as a thought, and now it's real, you know. And that's kind of how everything we do happens around here. We just just shit it out of our mouth, and the next thing you know, we're doing it. And that's with this race game. I promise you, it's gonna turn into something. Like it's gonna become some kind of event or something that we do more than just once. I think the turnout's gonna be outstanding.
It's gonna be like an annual type of deal.
I think maybe even two or 3 a year annually. Yeah.
How are you gonna fit in 2 or 3 of these in between fights? You fight like 12 times a year.
I don't know, you have to throw them in there, but I don't think a race will do anything with a fight. I would fight next weekend, and still I'd fight the day after. You know, it doesn't matter to me. Just I don't know.
I guess I gotta know the answer.
Yeah,
right. So now we're talking about regulating people that come over to the track, maybe with some shit that's lightweight illegal or obviously over the top. What do you think? I mean, I know I already know the answer to this, but how are you going to even it out for people that are going to come here and say, well, hey, man, this is your track. You know this thing up and down. How do we know you haven't even taken practice laps already? Will you take practice laps?
And my rebuttal to that is going to be, whatever you think I've done. So you're absolutely right. Right? You know? I don't know a person alive that would have a track and a truck that they're going to race and didn't go out there and run it. But you also got to think, how many jumps are in my truck? Let's talk about that. Because in the race, there's going to be over 100 times we have to jump this vehicle. So maybe my vehicle only has 98, and maybe I've used 20 of those up already. So it could work for you, could work against you. I know everything about that track. I can run it at night with no lights. It's my track. But you're coming to beat me. Right? You want to be the baddest motherfucker on the track? You're coming to take my title. So yeah, fuck you. You know? It's my track, my rules, my race. Come and get some. So that's my attitude with it. There's something to say. But in the spirit of that, we're going dead last. Actually, I take that back. We're not going dead last. If dead last is available, we're going dead last. I'm taking the shittiest spot left. The worst pit, the worst position.
So qualifying time?
Yeah, so there's a qualifying time. If you take first place qualifying, you and your team decide where you go on pit row. There's going to be 3 different pit rows, and with 5 or 6, depending on how many people actually turn up. If it's 15, there'll be 5 people on the 3. If there's more, we'll figure that out. But it'll be like lane 1, pit stall 4. Whatever the last pit that no one took is, that's the one BMF's going to take. And wherever position first person on the pole gets to pick, all right, we want to run first, we want to run third, we want to run last. So whatever spot whether it's 12th or last or first, that's what BMF's going to take. So we're going to take the last pick of everything possible. And, yeah, give it hell. You're coming to take my title, my trophy. So let's go.
So there's a good chance that you're going to end up in pole position.
If I were to run it, you mean?
Yeah, you're going to run so you're not actually running.
Qualification, no.
Gotcha. You're going to take what's left after everybody qualifies.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's not a doubt in my mind I would take the best lap time. 100%. I know the apex of every turn. I built them. I was in there in a dozer at 2 miles an hour thinking like, all right, this will come like this. This one will come here. I'm also making this track for dirt bikes and quads and UTVs, so how can I best make this all happen? So we were there involved with the whole process of the track. So like I said, I can run it blind. And what I don't is how this truck flies. I don't know it's heavy. I don't know how I have 2 step downs that I haven't hit. I haven't hit any of the jumps. This thing hasn't been airborne at all, except for the first day we got it, we went and ramped it off one of the jumps just to see how she would fly. But with the mods that we've done, everything, it hasn't been jumped. Have I taken it on the track just to see how she floats? Yes. I haven't jumped it. I don't want to break something.
Sure, you only got so much suspension.
I only got so much suspension. And I don't want to fix something, right? I don't want to have a brand new axle and people are like, hey, what's going on? Like, right? So no, I haven't done that. But you think I have, sure, whatever. But, so I don't know how she's going to fly. I don't know how many times she can fly. That's the game in this. I don't think it's going to come down to how fast you can go around the track. It's going to be like how many times can you make the distance? And can you make the distance faster than the guy in front of you, right? Can you do it just a fucking half a second faster? Can you hit the jump a little bit harder than the other guy to win? And that's what it's going to come down to.
And this is going to be more like, so straight up, this is going to be a who crosses the checkered line first. It's not a time trial. It's...
That's not true. No, if you cross the finish line first and I cross the finish line 20th, but my times are faster, I still win. So it's all under time. Because the staggered start, because I can't have 20 vehicles on the track at one time. And I can't have 20 vehicles start at one time like a NASCAR race. The first jump, it'd be just a pile up right here, it'd be over with. So we'll stagger the starts, I think probably 10 to 15 seconds behind. And that's how it'll all be under time. So essentially, yes, if you are not first place and you finish first, I'd assume you would win. Right? But if you're first and you finish first, you might win too. I don't know how the times are going to be. But if you're not airborne off the jumps, you get a 3-minute penalty. We talked about this before, but I don't know how long it takes to get unhooked out of a 5-point harness. I don't know how long it takes to crawl out of a window, run around the car, get in the passenger seat, and fill it up with gas. I don't know how long it takes. I don't know how long it takes to change a tire. So you might be waiting 5 minutes, your 3 minutes have already expired. So your penalty could be, so maybe getting a penalty on the jump isn't a bad idea. Like if there's one jump that's just a shitty kicker, like whatever, we'll just take the penalty because it takes 3 minutes to swap out anyways. I don't know.
And I mean, that's pretty rad actually. I'm glad I asked that because now you're kind of mixing the two, the time trial, but you're dealing with lap traffic. Yeah. So you have advantages just like you would on a normal racetrack, but then you're also your ultimate deal. Now is it a multiplication? Is it your fastest lap time? Or is it combined?
So the only person that won't pit 5 times is the 5th driver. He'll pit 4. Because his last lap, he'll pass pit road and hit the checker flag. And the checker flag is out here by Chasing Danger Saloon. Starting there, ending there. But then you don't know, because I'm talking to you guys online, but we have about a half-mile entry into the track and a half-mile exit of the track to get back to the bar, where the track's about a 2-mile lap of itself. So the pits, that's how it's going to work on the pits, right? 1 lap you're going to run, boom, time it. 2 lap, time it. 3 lap, time it. Lap 5, you'll come in and pit. Your clock's still running, so every 5th lap is going to be substantially longer because that's everyone's pit, but everybody has to pit. So if you are hauling ass around the track, Rod, but this other team is faster in the pits, they can make up for those 5 or 6 seconds. So it's going to come down to teamwork, strategy, how fast you guys work as a team. There's a lot of variables, a lot of factors in this race that are going to be good. So maybe you guys, like I said, you do take the penalty, but your team is so good. You guys rehearsed at home in your garage, swapping spots, because I think that's something that needs to be done. And you come in pits and go, boom, jump out, new guy in it, lock up, click, 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 we're ready, let's go. Like that has to be done. You don't want to have your first time getting into the vehicle and putting on the 5-point harness, right? And of course, how do you do under pressure? If the guy leaves in front of you, are you fucking fumbling? Don't have your harness? Because I need officials there. Everything has to be locked up. You got to be ready to rock, right? So someone has to make sure the gas is getting poured in, because that's a mandatory thing. Have to make sure your seatbelts are fucking in. You can't just jump in and tell the guy haul ass will figure it out. So there's things that need to happen.
So I guess the last thing I'll ask you is, once you get this dialed and it becomes an annual deal, right? Which I think it's going to be an annual deal. Are you going to be able to build off your car? Is the stakes going to go up? If we start to see...
Oh, the stakes are always going to go up. Always are going to go up. Every race, the stakes will go up. Pretty soon, we're going to have people in here. We're going to do UTV races. We're going to have enduro track dirt bike races. Like, just crazy, stupid things. I mean, we can make crazy single tracks out there, right? Coming into the big track, go off onto a single, like, right? It'll be dumb. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
So you had, real quick, we're talking about something that you did before this, and I'm just wondering, I think I know the answer, but I'd like you to tell the people. You did a race in the desert recently in Vegas called
Mint 400.
Mint 400. So you guys kicked ass in this race. Somebody on your team maybe blew the chance to win the whole thing, but
Right.
as a celebrity team, I don't want to throw them in the bus, but
As a celebrity team, we were not even supposed to be in the realm of A, finishing, B, anywhere close to competing. Yeah, it was insane. We were racing against 500 race teams. You know what I mean? It's the amount of cars that are out there, they're like, yeah, we'll finish when you finish, you know? But again, the Mint 400, it's not really about winning. It's about finishing the race under time. Same kind of thing we're doing here, but we finished it, and we finished it fucking fast. When we handed it up to the guy that shit the bed, we had a 46-minute lead on first place. All we had to tell, and this is nothing that pissed me off. He wasn't there for the rules meeting. He wasn't there for when we all got there early and fucking test drove it and worked on getting in and out. So when we pull in, we're out, boom. Here the guy, they got to find him. Comes lollygagging up to the vehicle. Gets in. Now he's got to go over all the comms, all this. And we're like, go, motherfucker. Like, go. All you got to do is just drive. Just finish it. So we lost. We took second place. To me, that's still losing because we had first. We had first in the bag. I figured my transmission could have blown and I could have got out and put a rope over my back and fucking drug my car and still made first place. Like iron fucking wheel, I'd have just blown my heart up, but out of one.
So this dude is he was from a rock and roll band. We will leave the name untouched.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you know the name,
I don't.
but basically he didn't realize that he was dealing with people that wanted to win.
Yeah.
He was more on the I'm just showing up.
I'm just showing up to drive, you know, whatever. Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is you probably picked your team pretty good this time since you got to handpick them.
Yeah, we don't have the full team yet. I'm on the fence of who. I got Jonah, who I know can drive, and I got my buddy Eric, who's in the mint with me, who is an amazing navigator and a good driver himself. So, that being said, I have 2 spots to fill, and not real sure what we're going to do yet. This, to me, is a big deal. It's a lot like fighting, like picking your corner. This is a lot what we're doing. There's a lot riding on this. So there's a lot riding on the other 2 spots. Have they ever raced? Have they ever driven? How do they deal with pressure, you know? And so we'll see. We'll see who. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Word. Any shameless plugs you want to throw out there?
Shameless?
Yeah, just like thank you to such and such.
Yeah, thank you. Well, Toyo Tires is giving us the winning team all brand new tires for their vehicle. Not this vehicle, but the vehicle they want at home, whatever, or their grandma's car needs new tires, so they're getting it for them. Monster and Budweiser are really stepping up and being part of this BMF 50, so thank you. And Ignite sent a bunch of fresh water for us all to drink, stay hydrated, so should be interesting.
Are there going to be, this makes me wonder, just, I know that was my last question, but will there be Monster Girls and Budweiser Girls here?
God, there needs to be Monster Girls, Budweiser Girls, and Ignite models, all three of them,
Aren't Ignite
fighting
models-
over who's going to give you the beer.
Aren't Ignite models basically hand-picked? They're basically the all-stars of every energy drink and.
So yeah, if we went Budweiser, we went Monster, cool. But if we got the Ignite models, yeah, they're kind of the
All wrapped into one.
all wrapped into one. The kingpin. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a couple models, and it seems like all the real good ones are Ignite models too.
Yeah.
So way to go, Dan.
Way to go, Dan. Yeah, Dan. We need you to fly out a couple models, hand out beer, hand out trophies. You know, topless would be awesome. It's just gonna be hot, and I'm worried about tan lines for them. Is really what I'm getting to. You know, I'm gonna be in a car, so I'm not gonna be able really to see them, but I think everybody else should enjoy it.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, my man. Thank you. All right, let's do one real quick thing. I'm gonna walk around the car with you, and you're just gonna show me some of the shit that you were talking about as far as like, yep. You can just quit.
Right here, the cold air Ram K&N air filter. Actually, it's not cold air; it's just the filter on top of it. The only Ram injected air is gonna get is the 35 mile an hour around the racetrack that we're giving her. Radiator guard here. This is the lifeline of our vehicle. If she's hot and overheating or cracked, we're no good. So we build a good little frame around it. Build as a push guard. Good tires she came with. We got lucky with that. Real lucky. No four-wheel drive. We cut the wire to four-wheel drive. Can't figure that out.
Was that one of the criteria when you were picking a car? Was looking at tires to see like, 'cause that's a pretty big expense.
You know, I didn't even think about it. It is an expense, but you gotta fucking run what you brung, baby. So if your car comes on jalopy ass tires, you better just hope they don't pop. We got our 5-point harnesses and our roll cages. Like we said, that's safety. There's no amount of money that I could put on that for people to save their own lives. So ours was free because we had all the pipe laying around for the buffaloes. Then we added fresh air, which is a must, especially for us starting last place. We're going to need, and this is where I think is going to be the deciding factor for us over the other team, because no one else has really raced out in the desert or raced in the dirt, and they don't know about this. So
Well, this might hit YouTube.
it might hit YouTube. That's all right. If you guys want to put these in, be a smart move. You also got to buy $1,800 helmets. My 2 helmets are going to be
Where's your phone?
right behind us over there. Going to be 4 times the amount of the vehicle. So the helmet Eric and I are wearing in the car, just under $4,000. So yeah.
All right, take me to the back of this thing. Show me why they call this thing.
So we figured out our weight distribution, and we put 55-gallon diesel jugs. You may or may not have a switch to spray diesel all over your face when you pass us. Who knows? But if one of these do come loose and start flying out on the track, that's just carnage, and that's a playable action. So you gotta just swerve around it. We got our spare tire, and we got our bumper guards. Everything's found and built here at the ranch. So I don't know. Pretty easy. We just gotta go down the one side. Oh, here's our gas. We rerouted our gas can, gas pour, so we can quick pour your fuel in. Other than that, she's ready to go, baby.